Today I'm going to show you 4 of the scientifically proven worst scary games ever made. Starting with The Pizza. It's free, it's janky, it looks like a PS1 game, it has like one actual jump scare, and I love it. There's just something about it that makes my passive-aggressive, arrogant, fake little heart absolutely adore it. I mean, come on, it's charming and fun and also really short, like really short. It took me like 8 minutes and that was with me being an idiot for half of it. Oh, also, it's just a little bit, yeah, scary. But is it scary enough? I mean, I guess it is a little game where you get microdoses of scariness throughout your epic journey of self-discovery, preparing for a party and the realization that you live in the middle of nowhere. This journey takes you throughout your house as you valiantly prepare for the pizza party of the century, enduring all creepy calls and noises to eventually get to the point where the game decides the power needs to go out. And that you need to go outside to turn it back on. So, with courage in your heart, you go outside and stare into the abyss that greets you before going to the back of the house where you turn on the power to the house. You try to go back inside, but unfortunately, you kind of die. Death by jump scare. Very unfortunate. So, I guess with the simple and short premise and execution, the lack of notable jump scares kind of evens out. But that's kind of a problem. This video is supposed to be about atrociously bad scary games, not understandably mediocre scary games. I mean, I guess the pizza does have some other rough edges, but you know what? All games do. And besides, I get the impression that this is one of, or even the first game this person has made. And making a video game is very difficult and very commendable regardless of quality. And I hope the developer continues, developing. You know, that statement would be very awkward if this developer is actually very experienced and this is one of their older games, or maybe it was made for like a game jam or something. Maybe I shouldn't have made this video. Maybe I should have paid attention to their itch.io page. Maybe I should stop talking myself out of giving people compliments and why I'm in the middle of making a video. Right, so, the pizza might not be the best by normal standards. But, due to the reasons mentioned before, I don't think it quite fits the horribleness that I wanted to explain this video. But don't worry, next game, horrible. Just worse. One of the worst scary games I've ever played. One of the worst games in general, I promise. Just very, very bad. With that being said, welcome to Satity. It's it's Satity. That's what I said. Welcome to Satity. It's not janky. It has PS2 graphics. It has a few jump scares that are of very high volume. Like, oh my god, it was loud. Yeah, that's a that's a rough start in terms of quality. This game has you playing as a, amnesiac with no knowledge of his current predicament and a moderate lacking of common sense. But don't worry, that's very common in scary games. Throughout your small little journey in this game, you unravel who you really are while dealing with cheap jump scares and a puzzle that admittedly took me way too long. In my defense, I was severely sleep deprived when I was playing. Which is probably why I didn't see the jump scares coming. I mean, go on, seriously, look at it. It's just like the developer didn't even try to surprise you with them, or like wanting to foreshadow the jump scares in order to build up tension and accent the jump scares as well as give hints to the twist ending in order to make it more satisfying or something. I mean, seriously, just what the hell was this developer thinking? You know what? It's just so bad. I'm cutting this one short. That's right. You can't do anything about it. This game definitely has its moments for the ending and the jump scares and just kind of everything about it. But this game, this game, very bad. I mean, come on. All the other games, much worse. I mean, much better. So obviously, we need to just move on. Yep, moving on. This one is kind of insane. Let me introduce you to The Missing Hiker, a more atmospheric scary game having a focus mostly on unnerving you with the setting and plot. The Missing Hiker has you playing as a protagonist searching for his brother who went missing while hiking. Yeah, you start out, The Missing Hiker, by driving your way to the setting of the game. Yes, I did say driving. I was surprised too, which is probably why I almost immediately crashed. After driving for a bit and stopping every 5 seconds to look at the signs, come on, we all did it, you have to see if there's anything on them, come on. You eventually arrive at a gas station where you stop and ask people if they've seen your brother. During this interrogation, you get the world's biggest warning sign in the form of the most generic couple sentences to ever come out of NPC's mouth. Oh, also, you get the world's best optical illusion, a small basket. You see, it looks like a small basket, but in reality it's a wall. An invisible wall. Following your conversations with the exposition machine and the jerk machine, you learn that the trail your brother went missing on is right behind the gas station. Convenient. Plot convenient. Going forth into this most convenient of trails, you clearly start to see what I was talking about with the focus on atmosphere, with the darkness and the, darkness. But, hey, look at this tent. I'm sure it's just a regular tent. No jump scares whatsoever. So, there was a jump scare. Did not see that coming. Look, the jump scare speaks. Well, kind of, it's text that someone has to read. Me, I have to read it. But, it's close enough to being boring. That I'm just gonna fast forward us just a little bit. Come on. No, wait. Okay, I went too far. It's fine. Just gotta fix. Okay. So, small problem. I don't know where we are. Yeah, I don't know. It's shocking, I know. It's just like real life. Right. Simplify. Push through embarrassment. Hope everybody's nice enough in the comments to just ignore this. Alright. One second. Right. Random guy presses it off. We go forward. We camp in tent. Tent is kinda creepy. We awake to scream. We run towards scream because we're playing a scary game. We find house. We go inside house. We find source of screaming. We die due to jump scare. Insert joke about how despite how good it is, I'm still complaining about it. And see, look, I did it. That was amazing. I pushed through my embarrassment, my anxiety, my horrible video making / comedy / general skills, and made just the absolute best few sentences of video ever made, while also making a flawless transition into the next scary game we'll talk about. God, I'm such a good YouTuber. I even remembered to point out the fact that at the beginning of the game you can crash the car into the other car. I truly am the best YouTuber. With all that nothingness being said, this is the Entity Room. What is the Entity Room? Well, it's kind of like if you took an off-brand SCP foundation, combined it with a generic scary games template, and added a whole bunch of cameras to it. Now, that might be a nonsensical answer to your ears, and, it is, but don't worry, it made sense to me, and because it makes sense to me, I am able to flawlessly depict this scary game and all its flaws, and, not flaws. For example, look at the beginning of the game. You're walking through a rustic, grimy, industrial building. It all gives an uncomfortable vibe. And to me, that's a not flaw if I ever heard it. The not flaws continue as we walk through this ominous doorway of ominous feelings as we get a description of what the hell is actually going on here. We have been hired by the Not SCP Foundation to watch and feed a big mysterious monster that will kill us if it gets out. We receive all this information from an email from a guy named Matt. Given we are playing as a silent protagonist, and this is a named NPC, then it shouldn't surprise you that he quickly becomes enamored with us despite the fact that we literally never respond to him. However, despite his incellous actions, Matt does deliver our gameplay instructions for this game, although unfortunately his instructions does contain this game's first flaw. Well, kind of. He instructs us to open and close a couple of doors in a order that allows for the monster to eat his daily recommended dose of human. Go back into his cage and allows you to go into the cell and clean up what was left of the human that he just ate. That's all well and good, but there is one problem. That's the only way to open the doors. Do you want to open both doors and become the monster's second meal of the day? Can't do it. Want to open one door and become traumatized via the traumatized? Can't do it. And honestly, I consider that to be a goddamn disgrace of the highest order. I demand the right to screw myself over, frankly. For these transgressions, I give the entity room 2 flaws. So far. Sorry if I got a little overzealous there. But I am very passionate about the human right to be an idiot. That being said, there are some not flaws after this travesty. Like, for example, claiming the remnants of the human body that has just been devoured. This scary monster. Very messy eater. Not like a flaw-level messy eater, but still very wasteful. So after you finish with your given task for the day, you go to sleep. Because apparently, when you're working for the Not SCP Foundation, you have to give up your life long before you die. But anyways, when you wake up from your, let's be honest here, horrible sleep, you do more of the same mentioned. Open various doors, clean the rooms. I'm tempted to double the amount of flaws and not flaws because, well, you essentially do the same things you were doing before, but there are some different details, such as the level and type of viscera you clean, and also you get new emails from the incel. All that sweet, delectable lore. Due to the mentioned reasons, I won't double the flaws and not flaws, but I will add a singular flaw for making me consider whether or not I need to double the amount of flaws and not flaws. I will be adding another singular flaw because you have to do the same thing the next day. That's right, there's a third day, I know. Very surprising. Of course, there is a change in email content and viscera content with some new bonuses, such as the lights going out. It's spooky and stuff. But on a more interesting note, you can now see the entity's room on the camera, and well, yeah, you really should have seen that coming. Speaking of things you really should have seen coming, after you go to sleep for the third time, you wake up to lights a-blaring and sounds a-sounding in a new email that makes you feel scared before you die. And yeah, you die. That's the end. Yeah, maybe this is a me thing, but I have to say, I think this is a bit anticlimactic. I mean, you just kind of die. Like, imagine, for example, what if instead of just dying, what if instead while you were cleaning the final room, you get locked in? And you become the monster's next meal. That could lead up to a few moments of build-up and dread as the delivery of the other side and their demise as it leads to you. You can even foreshadow this in the emails. You get increasing numbers of uneasiness while cleaning the rooms. But at the end of the day, that's just me. Speaking of ends, I think you will find that I have fulfilled my contractual obligation to talk about the worst scary games imaginable. As such, I expect you to fulfill your obligation of liking this video and subscribing to me. If you fail to fulfill your obligation, you will be facing a very interesting and personal visit from me, where you will be fined $159.99. Anyways, I hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!